Bonjour, dickheads. Welcome to another episode of my podcast, Fuck the Wall, FTW. It's live every Monday, 9 p.m. on YouTube. Today is Monday, the 16th of October. I've been off for 2 weeks, or just 1 week, because I was sick last week. But I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck the Wall is back. And today, we've got a lot to catch up on. I'm going to take you through, as usual, the behind the scenes of my shows that I've done in the last couple of weeks in Yvetot in France, wherever that is, in Geneva and Zurich. I did some birthday shows out there. What else are we talking about today? Oh, the ticket giveaway for Le Zénith, giving away free tickets for my show at Le Zénith in January, which I did on Instagram last time, but I have a few ideas of how to make that even better. I'm going to bitch about people on trains. I have a whole rant about people not sitting in their proper seats on a train. It does my head in. We'll do some terrible translations. I've got 2 weeks worth of terrible translations from you guys, as well as answering your questions, all that kind of stuff. But first, it has been 2 weeks since I've done the show, and I was very sick for a couple of days last week. In fact, last Monday, I was kind of feeling okay, but I decided to rest because I had some shows on Tuesday and Thursday. I was still sick, but how so much has happened in those 2 weeks. I can't even fit it into a 1 hour podcast. Newsworthy, of course. The bed bugs apparently infested France. Apparently, we've all got bed bugs in France, according to the world media. There's bed bugs fucking everywhere, aren't there? Just another excuse to try and ruin France's reputation before the Olympics. There are no bed bugs. Everything's fine. Just calm down. The Middle East has been back in the news. That's going crazy. Thoughts with everyone that's suffering shit out there. What else is going on? The rugby, I've gotten interested in the rugby now. It's getting serious. The World Cup, England are through to the semi-finals. Come on, England! And France and Ireland are out. Devastating. I was looking forward to France, England in the semi-final. That would have been fun. It would have been like the football World Cup, and we'd have won. But most importantly, in my life in the last week, it was my birthday. It was my birthday last week, ladies and gentlemen. It was one of the worst birthdays I've ever had. Top 10 shit. I wasn't feeling great. I'll tell you about it, but two things before we go into the full thing. Number one, let's have a drink. I want a drink. My friends came over last weekend, the day before Monday, which is Sunday, Paul. Well fucking done. Not yesterday, but last Sunday, and I couldn't even hang out with them because I was that sick in bed on the Sunday. So they just hung out with my wife, but they did bring me a birthday present, which is this non-alcoholic, whatever it's called. It's called Osco Apéritif Sans Alcool, assemblage de verjus, fruits rouges et épices. I don't even know what verjus is. Du verjus? Du verjus. Fruits rouges, red fruits and spices. Somebody tell me what verjus is. While I open this, basically you mix this with tonic or ginger ale. So I'm going to do that and see what it tastes like. I think verjus is something to do with like fucking grapes. But you let me know. While I go and get my glass and some ice and some tonic. I still have not made ice in this fridge that I have in here. I keep forgetting to fill it up with water. So I keep having to get my little IKEA poor man's bag. I feel like a pikey showing up at a birthday party with an IKEA Ziploc bag with ice cubes in it. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a couple of weeks ago, we were in Portugal for my show. And we were in Faro in Portugal. And before the show, we went to the beach and we had lunch at a beach restaurant. And sitting opposite me, my manager Adam, and my sound and light guy Manu, were three Scottish ladies who were having the time of their lives. And they were proper fucking Scottish. Do you know what I mean? Just like fucking, do you know what I mean? Like fucking bastard, we're in Faro, fucking Portugal, fucking yeah. And one of them had brought a bag of alcohol, basically, that she was pouring. She was basically ordering tonics from the bar. And then when they came, she would get out this little bag and fucking pour in her own gin or whatever into thing. It was amazing. It was fucking pure Scottish. Shout out to those ladies if you're listening, which you are not. But let's try this verjus. Raisin cueilli avant maturité. There we go. Why didn't they just say that then? Apparently, it's grapes before maturity. Okay. 1 dose of thing and 2 doses of tonic. 1 to 2, is it? Jesus Christ. All right, mate. Let's calm it down on the old alcohol. It's 0 alcohol. Right. There we go. Bit of that, son. Bit of that. C'est du jus de raisin qui n'a pas mûri. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. It's grape juice that has not matured. What is matured grape juice? Is it just juice from a grape? What's the difference between jus de raisin and verjus? In what way is that different? Somebody help me out, because I'm not understand. I think I'm an idiot. I don't quite understand what's going on here. Let's give it a mix. Anne Austen, haha, my fellow countrywomen, bring in the juice. Exactly. I mean, that's a small portion. All right, cheers, everyone. Santé to this Osco aperitif. Yeah, that's all right. It'll do. I mean, still, it would be better if it was alcoholic. Not matured and not fermented, Anushka says. Yeah, but is that just not grape juice? I don't understand. C'est fait avec des raisins pas mûrs. Oh, okay, so it's grape juice before the grapes have matured, have ripened. That's the word I've been looking for. Ah! Is that a fucking mosquito on the roof? I think there's one of those little bastard tiger mosquitoes on the roof. Anyway, where were you last week? Marcus Gregg, where was I last week? I'll tell you where I was last week. I was ill. I wasn't feeling very well last Monday. I think I managed to catch something in Ifto, of all places. So that's a good place to start. Ifto. How was the show in Ifto, Paul? Hey, I started my French tour back up again since April. I hadn't performed in France. April? Yeah, the end of April was the last show I did in France. And the first one back was in Ifto. Wherever the fuck that is. I still don't know. It's in Normandy somewhere. But the show actually went really well. There was about 500-600 people there. And it actually was a really good show. But it is in the middle of nowhere, right? The venue was... The car park of the venue looked out onto a cemetery. And on the... and on the other side of the venue was someone's house with a garden with 2 sheep in the back garden. Now, you know you're in the middle of nowhere when you're performing in between a cemetery and 2 sheep who are alive. It's between dead humans and a live sheep. Oh! It was good times. It was honestly, the show actually went really well. That happened on Thursday, I think, of last week. And I think I caught something there from somebody, I don't know, and I felt like shit the entire weekend leading up to Monday, which is why I wasn't here last Monday. I was in my bed. And then Tuesday, we went to Geneva and did some shows in Geneva. Did my big show in Geneva, which went amazingly well. The show in Geneva was fantastic. Shout out to everyone that came to that show. That was the day before my birthday. Shout out to the lady who brought me flowers in the show in Geneva. She sat in the front row and waited right to the end and gave me a bouquet of flowers. Oh, it was adorable. So thank you. I don't know your name. You'd never told me your name. Because then I saw her the next day at another show I did on my actual birthday. Was my birthday on Thursday or Wednesday? It doesn't matter. It was on the 11th. And I did a couple of shows, smaller shows on a friend's show for my birthday. And they were good, but I wasn't feeling well. So I started feeling rough again on Wednesday after the shows. And then we went to Zurich on Thursday. The show again was good. There was about 500 people. But man, it was one of the hardest shows I've ever done, like physically to get, like I just was feeling like shit all the way up to the show. And luckily the adrenaline got me through. But yeah, man, it was rough. I mean, it's like going to work, but not feeling well, except work is standing in front of 500 people trying to pretend that you're happy and making them laugh. So, hey, you've got to have some disadvantages to this job, don't you? Jesus Christ. One of the people that was there was Usama Fliss. Usama Fliss, hello, my friend. I'm glad you got into the show. We had some issues with wheelchair access, but he managed to get to the show. And yeah, I was dying. Oh, it was horrific. Oh, it was. Whoo, I'm glad that show was over. And then that was it, basically. 3 shows in the last 2 weeks. It's been a bit calm for me because next week it goes crazy again. Right, tomorrow I'm in Madrid. Wednesday is Barcelona. Then I'm back in Paris for a day. Then on Friday, we go to Fréming-Merlebach. I don't know where that is. It's somewhere east, near the border with Germany. Und the Germans! Then the next day, we're across the border in Luxembourg, in Mondorf-les-Bains. And then on Sunday, we're in Strasbourg. So it's a 5-show week next week. This week, fucking not next week. Tomorrow, Paul! 5 shows, 3 countries. So I'm gonna die again, but I'm recovered. I'm doing well. I'm happy that my birthday is finished. I got some gifts from some people. My manager Adam bought me this notebook, which says it's all bright yellow for those of you just listening to the podcast, and it says it's all shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. Now, translation time for those of you who are in the comments live right now. Somebody translate that for me, please, in French, because I've tried and I can't find it. It's all shits and giggles until someone giggles and shits. Shits and giggles basically is an English phrase, which means we're having a laugh, we're having fun, it's all shits and giggles. Let's say you hear 2 people arguing or insulting each other quite badly, and you go, guys, calm down, it's all right, stop insulting each other. They could both be friends and go, nah, mate, don't worry about it, it's all shits and giggles. We're just having fun. On passe un bon moment. C'est de la rigolade, right? Shits and giggles go together. But then obviously if you giggle and shit, tu rigoles et tu chies, bad times happen. So I don't know what somebody translate it for me in French, and I'll see if the winner will just win. There we go. Bridget Leonard. It sounds like when I used to go to work in daycare after drinking the night before. Oh, Bridget, I hope nobody on this chat left their children with you. Fucking hell. These are the people that we trust our children with. Hungover drunks that listen to an English asshole talk about crap all day. Cheers, Bridget. George Jungles, I hope you collect all those reward points from flying so often. I do, but they don't really get me anywhere. Although, I think I'm going to be Air France fucking gold again this year, which is exciting for no reason. I get to jump in front of all of you normal people and be embarrassed about it. Oh, someone's birthday was on the same day. Oh, Nilmer411. Happy birthday for last week. I don't know how old you were. Speaking of the birthday, I need to open as a present. So I got my present off of my manager, which was great. C'est que de la merde et de la rigolade jusqu'à que quelqu'un rigole et se chie dessus. Yeah, Tamara, that's a pretty good, Tamara Moreno. That's a pretty good translation, literally. But there's got to be a good, like, shits and giggles. Like, c'est les let's try this one. Michelune, les plaisanteries les plus courtes sont les meilleures. Qui aiment bien châtie bien. On s'en fend la gueule for giggles and shits and giggles. Maybe. Ouais, on se fend la gueule jusqu'à que quelqu'un se casse la gueule. Maybe that's like a good, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I've got a present back here that was delivered to my producer's office in central Paris, which apparently I decided not to. Apparently, I was just like, fuck it, I'll open it on the show. Let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's from one of you lot. Nimblum is 35. 2 years difference, mate. Happy fucking birthday, mate. Do you know what I mean? Right, first of all, shout out to my wife who had to carry this on all of line 9 on the metro today because she had a meeting at the office, and she brought it back. She was kind enough to bring it back. Those of you just listening to this, it's a big fucking, I think it's a picture frame of something. So I think it might be something that's going on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. So shout out to the lovely wife who carried this all the way. Coming for to carry me home, swing low, sweet chariot. England are in the semi-final. Right. Oh man, this is a piece of work right here. Okay, hold on. Here we go. It's in bubble wrap. Le bubbly wrap. Michael bubbly wrap. Misha Luna says she knows what it is. Raquel Regal says, oh, okay, so you already, those of you that follow me quite closely, i.e. the Patreon legends, the legends that support me on Patreon, know what this is. Okay. So it's definitely a picture frame. Now, straight away, the unfortunate thing is, I won't be hanging this frame on the wall. It's unhangable on this wall because it's too thin. I can't see what's on it yet. I'm not turning it around for those just listening. By the way, somebody says, shout out. Shout out to your wife, Jean-Michel. Ethan, good work. All right. Ready, ladies and gentlemen? I think this is the top of it. I'm going to discover it at the same time as you. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, mate, look at that. Oh, it's a puzzle. A jigsaw puzzle. It's not a puzzle, it's a jigsaw puzzle of me on stage. I think it's a picture from my 10-year show that I did at La Cigale in January. La Cigale in January. There's and that must just be a photo of the stage of the before. This is what I reckon it is. Is this from before I came on stage and you were waiting for me to come on stage and you took a picture of the stage and turned it into a fucking puzzle? This is amazing. Although I don't know how on earth you're supposed to do the puzzle because most of it's black. That's unbelievable. That is incredible. Wow. Linda, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, best present ever. I need to undo it though. I need to put it in another frame. I'm going to put it in, here's what I'm going to do, Linda. I'm going to put it in this frame here. Does that fit? Fuck, it's too small. Oh, bastard. I'm going to have to find another frame because the frame is too heavy. But Linda, oh, Linda Wonder Woman, thank you so much. There she is. Yes, Paul, that's an amazing birthday present. Good work. While I'm at shout out to Manon who's in the chat, who came to the show in Yvetot and got me this t-shirt, I don't give a fuck, but with a duck's ass sticking out of the water, so it's I don't give a duck. She got me that t-shirt. That was awesome. Also got me a new four-leaf clover for me to try and kill, that I will set up and water when I'm here more. So thank you. That's an amazing present. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Amazing. I might have to undo that puzzle. It's not a puzzle, it's a jigsaw. I'm so fucking French. One of those Anglicisms that I'm going to do is a puzzle. Because we don't say a puzzle. A puzzle is not, it's a jigsaw puzzle. Do we say a puzzle? Oh, somebody's going to have to tell me because I'm not sure that we do. Micheluna, a round of applause to Linda Wonder Woman, who made the jigsaw puzzle because she knew you'd be too lazy to do it. That is true, but also I just don't have the time. So thank you. That is amazing. Thank you for your birthday presents, for your birthday wishes. That was very cool. It's just, I mean, it is very good. I'd just say jigsaw. Okay, Marcus Gregg, apparently we do say a puzzle. A puzzle? A jigsaw puzzle. Jigsaw on its own is a power tool. Oh, yeah, the jigsaw. Yeah, jigsaw puzzle. But do we say puzzle on its own? I feel like we don't say puzzle. Like a puzzle is not necessarily that. A puzzle could be, I don't know. Anyway, il te reste de la place pour les tableaux, Batou. There are some spaces above. Look, let me show you what you don't see on the camera by using the camera of my phone. Those of you just listening, this won't make sense to you, but if you see my YouTube background, you'll see that there is, look, here we go. Number 2, look, here's all the space that I've got on that back wall. I've actually got a load of space there above the poster of my current show. I've got some space over there and a little bit of space all over here as well, basically. But I think I'm just going to keep the posters to this wall here. So there's quite a lot of space. You can't really see it. It doesn't really, I mean, if I 0.5 that, you can see the amount. But you don't really see that when you're on the camera. So it wouldn't be visible to the general public unless I fucked off some of these ones and moved them around. Although I spent such a long time setting it up that it's unlikely. Right, Raquel Regal says, puzzle on its own is fine. Trust the teacher. No, I'm not trusting the teacher. Certains Français disent puzzler. Le puzzler? Oh. You know, where there was something, somebody said something about Spanish. I'd say puzzle, an American monsieur. Attends minute. Attends 2 minutes. There was someone said something about, George, people say un puzzle con la pronunciación española de la Z. Un puzzle. Hombre, yo voy a hacer un puzzle. My favorite thing in Spanish was when I worked for Apple. And do you remember back in the day when Apple made iPods? Do you remember iPods? How old are you that you remember iPods? Paul, they're not that fucking old. All right, shut up. So one of the models of an iPod was an iPod Shuffle, because the whole point in the iPod Shuffle is that there was no screen. So the whole purpose was that you would put songs on it and you just hit play and it would shuffle all of the songs. That's why it's called an iPod Shuffle. Now, I remember being in Spain, working at Apple, delivering a training session and asking, there's like 60 people in the room. And somebody's like, and I go, what's your favorite iPod? What's the favorite iPod that Apple have made? Like why, and why? Like what reasons? And somebody puts their hands up and I'm like, yeah, go for it. So in Spanish, like, ¿cuál es el iPod preferido? Or whatever it is. I can't even speak Spanish anymore. Anyway, the guy shouts out, he goes, soufflé. And I go, and no one batted an eyelid. Everyone thought it was normal. I'm like, perdón? He goes, soufflé. I'm like, sorry, what? Soufflé. Hombre, el iPod soufflé. I'm like, the soufflé iPod. Is this a fucking dessert? What are you talking about? Hombre, el iPod soufflé. El soufflé. He was trying to say shuffle, but he said soufflé. El soufflé. As if it were written SHUFFLE acute in Spanish. Soufflé. El iPod soufflé. Hombre, el iPod soufflé es genial porque lo puedes hacer, poner la música dentro del iPod soufflé. Soufflé. Hombre, soufflé. Anyway. Oh, Jesus. El iPod soufflé. This is actually really good, this aperitif, now that I've gotten a taste of it. But it just, honestly, the non-alcoholic drinks, I'm done with them. They don't taste good. I've been going for a year trying to pretend that they're as good. They're not as good. But I'm not going back. What else is going on? What else is going on, people? What else has been happening in the last 2 weeks? What have I talked about? What have I not talked about? Blah, blah, blah. Yves Tour. Zurich and Geneva. Oh, yeah, man. Here's the thing with Geneva is that we were there for a couple of days. It was so hot. It was like 26 degrees in Geneva. And my light and sound guy, Manu, jumped into the water in his underwear. And he was just like, fuck it, I'm going swimming in Lake La Clément, and it was great. The weather was so good. We weren't prepared for it. So I spent my birthday in Geneva. I woke up at like midday. I haven't been able to sleep properly since I got sick, basically. For the last 2 weeks, I haven't been sleeping properly. And it's just been shit. Like I can't, and it's normally I can't sleep because my brain is like so active and everything's going on. But I found like podcasts and things to listen to that calm me down and turn my brain into task positive mode, which is a term that I learned, and it gets you to sleep. And so that's worked. Or a whole bunch of other things, and just nothing was working. And for some reason in Geneva, pow, I died and I fell asleep. Well, to be fair, we were out until about 1 o'clock in the morning. It was amazing. They surprised me. We were in this restaurant after the show in Geneva on the 10th, and we went out with the local promoter. Shout out to Lenin and the team at AM Squad. And they surprised me at midday. Midday? You fucking idiot. Midnight. We were at the restaurant on our own. Everything in Switzerland closes. But Lenin has a mate that owns a restaurant, and so we were there, and we were like the only people in the restaurant. And then this happened. Let me get the headphones on so I can play this, and it doesn't fuck with the sound. Let's go to play through. Let's put this on here as the Rodecaster Pro. Hello, good evening. And now, in theory, when I play the sound, this was their little surprise for me. It was adorable. It was amazing. So much fun. Can you hear this? Yes, you can. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for the next song. Wait for it.
Trop sympa, merci beaucoup.
Yes.
Oh, you weren't even watching it. What a dickhead. I was trying to fucking... you heard it, but you didn't actually see it. I was just... it doesn't matter, Paul. They heard it. You don't need fucking... There we go. So they surprised me at the hotel. At the restaurant. Come on, Paul, get with it. What the fuck is going on? For my birthday. Very cute. Very cute. So that was cool. I tell you what, though. I tell you fucking what. The train on the way to... I don't even know where we were going. I think it was on the way to Ifto. I don't know what it is with people taking the train. And whether this happens in any other country, please let me know if it happens in another country where people don't know where to sit on a train. Okay? Here's the thing. Train, for me, is like a plane. You get a train ticket, it has your seat number on it. Okay? The ones in France do anyway on the TGV. So the three of us... Because there's three of us traveling. Me, my sound guy, Manu, and my manager, Adam. There's three of us traveling, and we're always in the seats of four. Like the club four. The four people where there's 2 seats and 2 seats opposite with a table so we can get some fucking work done. And if there's an extra person there, then unfortunately for them, they're going to have a shit journey because we're just going to be talking all the time, right? So anyway... We get on this train and we show up to the club of 4, the 4 clubs of things, and there's 2 people sat in there, right? And first of all, when this happens, you can already feel the blood coming up, and you're like, oh, am I going to enjoy this? And you get out your ticket and you're like, oui, pardon, en fait, c'est notre place, like we're sitting here. And the 2 people that were there weren't even French. They were not French, and they were like, oh, somebody else is taking our seats. And we're like, cool story, bro. I don't care. Fucking kick them out of your seats and tell them to sit wherever they're sat. And it started out being like this musical chairs situation at the train station before we left. Because the thing is, we got on the train like not on the first stop. Like the train had already come from somewhere else before we got on it, right? And so it's like they go, oh, there's no one sitting here, but they don't realize there's another 5 stops, so people might get on in their seats. And then the thing is like, everyone moves around. It's like, oh, pardon, somebody else was sitting in our seat. It's like, fucking, why can't you just sit in the seats that are assigned to you when you buy your fucking ticket? It never happens on an aeroplane. I say that, it happens on an aeroplane sometimes, but it's never that bad. On an aeroplane, sometimes somebody's like, I'll sit in the aisle or the window because I don't want to sit in the middle. My seat is the middle seat. Then you wait until everyone boards, and normally it's fine. But then if the person comes and goes, this is my seat, they just get up and move to the middle, which is their seat. I've never seen like this rearranging, and it happens 5 times out of 10 that I take the train in France on the TGV, because the rules don't apply, apparently, the seat. It drives me crazy. Then, on the same train, there was like a woman who was complaining, like an elderly woman who was complaining to the ticket person that she couldn't get her ticket reimbursed. Because basically what had happened was, I don't even know what had happened, but she didn't have the ticket and she tried to get reimbursed, and the person on the train, the ticket person, was like, unfortunately, in order to get reimbursed for the train ticket, you have to do it before the train leaves. And the woman was like, oh, and just did that French noise of just unaccepting the rules and unaccepting the reality that is life. And she's like, yeah, but I tried to get it reimbursed beforehand, but the queue at the station was miles, so I thought blah, blah, blah. And she's just like, she's just so fucking angry. And the whole carriage can hear what she's saying, and no one else cares. And it reminded me of another time that I was on a TGV from Bordeaux to Paris, once the TGV line had happened. So it's now 2.5 hours, right, from Bordeaux to Paris. And one day I was coming back from Bordeaux from my show, and the train had to divert and take the normal train tracks. It couldn't go on the fast lane because something had happened. So basically the train was going to take an extra 2 hours, okay? At this point, everyone was kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake. But then one woman, an elderly woman, probably the same one, was sat in one of the solo seats just on her own. There was no one in front of her, no one beside her. It's like the single seats that are next to the aisle. And she just started blabbering to herself, complaining to herself, hoping that somebody else would join in and be like, mais c'est inacceptable, SNCF, le service, and just these people that talk out loud. I see them all. It's always elderly women in France. I don't know what it is with elderly French women, like 60-year-olds. And but I fucking love it. I love how passionate they are and how much they think that people give a fuck about what is going on in their life. It's like, love, everyone is in the same shit together. We're all in the same shit. Shut up, calm down, and just deal with it, okay? We're gonna get to Paris 2 hours later. It drives me nuts, people's behaviors in trains. And don't even get me started on the QR code, the tickets, right? This is a train ticket. When you get on a train in France, right? You can get a little fucking QR code on your phone, right? But the problem is the QR code machines at the train station, when you tap your phone on, it activates the credit cards because it's an NFC technology, like not near field communication, some shit. Something happens where your credit cards get activated and you can't go through because it doesn't scan the QR code in time. And it's like, dude, why is there an NFC machine in your ticket? Why does it want my credit cards? Why can't it just be a QR scanner that doesn't activate the other? And then the people are like, oui, mais calmez-vous, monsieur. Anyway. Train behavior drives me nuts. Can't deal with it. Mipux, c'est une Karen, mais version française. Merci. Karen, a French Karen, spelt Karenne. Karen. Oui, c'est Josiane, somebody said. Adrienne says, trains here in Colombia, but with buses. No trains here in Colombia, but with buses. No such thing as a seat number or designated seats. It's chaos. I understand, right? Here's the thing. If there's no designated seats, fine. Then it's a free-for-all and it's chaos, but it's organized chaos because it's like, if you sit here, this is my fucking seat. Tough shit. But if you've got organized seats, if you've got assigned seats plus non-assigned seats, that's when it gets crazy. Everyone's got assigned seats. Just go to 32F and stop bitching and complaining that you didn't get the right thing. Oh, oui, mais monsieur, mais... This happened... it happened again. I completely forgot on the way back from Zurich. It's a 4-hour train, right? So me and Adam were sat opposite each other, right? Manu was in another thing because we didn't book the tickets together. So me and Adam are like seats 51 and 52 in carriage number 12, right? So we show up and of course there's an elderly couple in our seats, right? And I'm like, here we go, I'm ready. I make sure I check the right thing. I was like, oui, bonjour, monsieur. English, actually, speaking. We were in Zurich. So I was like, this is my seat. And he's like, oh, this is my seat. I'm like, great. So 51 and 52 are opposite each other. The woman had 56, right? So she wasn't even supposed to be there. She's like, oh, I'll move. I'm like, no, but we've got both of these seats. And the guy was like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah. Do you have your ticket? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. Well, let's have a look at your ticket. I look at his ticket. It says carriage 12, seat 52. And I look at mine, carriage 12, 52. I look at the time. They're both the same time. They're both the same date. They are the same ticket. So I'm like, all right, there's a problem here. This has never happened to me. Normally people are sat in my seat and then they get up and then move to their other seat. Or if they're in a family, I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Which seat were you in? I'll go and take the other seat. So the guy gets up and goes to speak to like the train conductor ticket guy. And the guy comes back and he goes to scan the dude's ticket. And the guy was sitting in like seat 76 in a different carriage. So what he'd actually done was he bought his ticket, he got it refunded. Well, he bought the ticket, printed out that ticket, then got refunded and then changed his seat to somewhere else and was like, oh, you know what? The seat's worse. I'll just keep the original printout that I've got. What a fucking asshole. And then it was like, yep, goodbye. After you, goodbye, tally-ho. Fucking assholes. Drives me nuts. Anyway, rant over. Plugin had the same situation. Says when they called to board the train 10 minutes before departure, so everybody rushed to the single access point and the machines took 30 seconds per person to read the QR codes. Exactly. Xavier Thibault is 60 old. Yes, it is. It's not. I mean, I'm sure when you're 60, you don't feel old. I'm 37. I don't feel old, but I'm fucking old. As you found out, Xavier, I talked about it in my show in Vienna when you came. Oh, man. If you're angry with the SNCF, says Seb, come and check the Deutsche Bahn. The Deutsche Bahn. I'd expect the Deutsche Bahn to be a bit more organised. Having said that, here's another conundrum with the train. We bought tickets from Paris to Geneva, Geneva to Zurich, and Zurich back to Paris, okay? We show up to the station in Geneva because apparently we had to pick up the tickets from the train station, according to our tour manager, producer, person, admin, whatever you want to call them. So we've got we pick it up from the station. That was what was written on our piece of paper. Pick up the train tickets from the station under this name and this reservation code. So we show up to the station in Geneva, and there's no option on the ticket machines to withdraw a ticket that you've already paid for. So we asked the woman, who was the most unfriendliest, unhappiest person on the planet. We're like, hi, excuse me, we've just come to withdraw our tickets. This is all in French. With the reference number and stuff. And she just looks at us and she goes, bah, il fallait faire ça en France. As in like we had to go and pick up the tickets in France. We're like, but it's a trip from Switzerland to Switzerland. We're going from Geneva to Zurich. Oui, mais ça a été réservé sur la SNCF, n'est-ce pas? We're like, yeah, we reserved it all as one thing through the SNCF thing. Bah voilà, fallait les récupérer en France comme c'est écrit sur le billet. Another... Just everyone is so angry and it's fucking hilarious, except when you're in the moment. But after the fact, it's hilarious. So apparently, we had to pick up the train tickets from Geneva to Switzerland in France. We had to go back to France to pick up the tickets for Geneva. So we didn't. We just paid an extra 500 euros for 3 tickets to fucking Zurich. And hopefully the production team got a refund on the ones that weren't used. It's unbelievable. It happens at movie theatres too, says Gio Trevi. I have a UGC illimité card and always book my ticket in advance because I like a certain kind of seat. Each and every fucking time I have to kick someone away. Joe, best. You're the best. I love it. Everyone's hating on me for the 60s. All right, 60 isn't old. I mean, come on. At some point, you've got to admit it, right? I'm going to admit it. I'm old. But no, 60 is not old. 60 is definitely though the back half of your life. It's that you're in the second half. If it's a match, if it's a rugby match or a football match, you're definitely into the second half. In fact, you're 60 minutes into the second half. If it's a fucking football match and a football match is 90 minutes long and your life is 90 years old, you're 60 minutes into the match. So you've still got the best to come because the best is usually between like 70 and 80 minutes. They're like the best minutes. 60 and 80 are like the best minutes. And then 80 to 90, depending on what the score is, can either be even more exciting or it can be total depression. There you go. Is Paul, found a great analogy for life. It's like a football match where not a lot happens and you score a couple of goals and you lose a couple of goals and sometimes the referee's a cunt. Oh, Jesus. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what else? What else has been going on? Did I have anything else? No. For now, I think it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to get onto the terrible translations. Oh, the terrible translations. This is quickly becoming a great part. It's becoming my favorite part of the week. It's a constant throughout the week is receiving your terrible translations. Now. This is the idea. For those of you just starting to watch or listen to the podcast, every week you send me your terrible translations and then we just go through them and see how shit they are and if they make sense and try and find better ones and just have fun with it. Now, up until now, I've asked you to send them to me on Instagram. But what I've quickly found out through Instagram, and I had found this out a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't get a chance to change it, was that if you have never written to me on Instagram, you can't send a photo. I then have to accept your request and then reply to you, and then you can send me a photo. And it's all very complicated to send in a fun photo of a shit translation you found somewhere. So, as of now, we're changing the way you send me shit translations. You can send them directly to me by email at terribletranslationsftw, fuck the wall, at gmail.com. That's terribletranslationsftw at gmail.com. And that way I will have them all in one place and it will be even easier for me to go through them because I have to do a bit of work. I have to screenshot the Instagram thing, put it in a file to make sure that it doesn't overlap with the other ones that I've done. So we have a lot because it's been 2 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, to catch up on. So let's go to terrible translations and let's start with one that I got the week before, but I didn't really understand it, if I'm honest. So here's the terrible translation. I need your help straight away with this. This is from Manon, who says she found this while doing her shopping, and it's a bag of Indian lentils called masoor dal, and in English it says red lentil split. It's got it in Spanish, I think, or in Portuguese, and then in French it says fente rouge de lentilles. Now, I'm unsure of what's incorrect here. Is red lentil split English? Is the English translation shit in here? Or is it the French translation, fente rouge de lentilles? Fente rouge, isn't a fente like an asshole, like a crack, like an ass crack, une fente? Isn't that, am I misunderstanding that? I don't know what, I need your help. So I'm going to wait until you tell me what the problem is with this terrible translation, because I don't know what it is. It might be the language that I can't read. I don't even know what language that is. Is it Hindi? No, it can't be Hindi. Split lentils. French words. DA says, ça serait pas plutôt pois cassé rouge? Maybe. So it's the French. People are saying it's the French, okay? Fente rouge de lentilles. Both languages are awful. Okay. Soles says, oh, no. Les lentilles rouges en moitié. Okay. Because they're lentils, but they're split. Lentilles corail. Ça devrait être lentilles rouges fondues or something like that. Not lentils split. A fente is a crack. Yes. Okay. It is. People are confirming to me an ass crack. Okay, good. Split red. Good. Well, I'm glad you're here to help me with that one because that's the one that I didn't get. It's good. A red lentil split. Split red lentils. I feel like that works in English. No? Red split lentils. Split red lentils? Red lentil split. Yeah, you just changed the words. Fuck it. Red lentil split. Very nice. We have the font rouge de lentille. The red asshole of lentils. All right, let's go to the next one. This one is a classic sent by Emmy from IKEA. It's an IKEA food department. In the IKEA food department, it's some frozen fish and crisp. A fish and crisp. Just one crisp. Fish and crisp, as opposed to fish and chips. And the worst part is, it's Fondus, which is an international company. Come on, fucking IKEA. Where is this from? Department in IKEA's food department. I don't know which country it is. I don't know. I can't read. I mean, it's definitely a northern country. 4 stick and fish and a crisp. I mean, that would be a sad state of affairs, wouldn't it? What a sad dinner that would be. Just a fish and one lonely salt and vinegar crisp. All by myself. Right. What else we got? Go on, cancel. Next one. Next one. This is from Aurélie on Instagram as well. They're all on Instagram because I told you to send them. Stop sending them me on Instagram from now. Right, this one is just misspelt. Unfortunate of a poster in Roubaix, of all places. Roubaix. Oh, it's like Yvetot. Of a place that says, ça sent la reconstitution low cost de Jurassic World. They've written Jurassic World. They've tried to keep the same logo as Jurassic World, but they've spelt it WOLRD. Jurassic World. Jurassic World. Oh, unfortunate, but classic. And you know what happened there, right? It's a poster that's up like in the city of like a dinosaur exhibition. And you know what happened is the graphic designer just didn't pay attention, sent it off to print. They came back to the office, already printed out. They've spent thousands on the printing of these things, and it's come back. And he's just looked at it and he's gone, oh, fuck. Do you reckon the boss will spot this? The poor bastard. This one's amazing. This one is from Catherine from Lyon. Not a terrible translation, just terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever are in Lyon and you need to get a manicure, please go to this place. It's called Cock Nails Lounge. Cock Nails Lounge. Oh no. I don't even know where. Also the font is all off. Like there's no holes in the O or the A. The cock is a different font to the lounge, which is a different size to the nails. The Cock Nail Lounge. Maybe I should do a show there. Cock Nails Lounge. Oh man. Lyon, good work. What else have we got? Here's a terrible translation. Found this summer on a trip to Bratislava. Look at you lot. Might not be able to accept the photo until you've accepted this chat. There we go. That's why we're changing things. Okay, so this one is a terrible translation. What the guy at the supermarket, if you're trying to buy bits of chicken, you buy chicken breasts. Sometimes you buy chicken legs. Sometimes it's chicken thighs. Oh. What's this little bubble that's just come up on my screen? If I put a thumb up, what happened there? Oh, look at that. Just a little bubble comes up. Is this the same thing if I do a little heart? If I do a heart, will the hearts come out? Oh, look at that. That's cute, isn't it? If I do a thumb down, does a thumb down come down? Oh, it's like, oh, look at that. Fucking AI, the robots are taking over. So you order different types of chicken, right? This one, sometimes you like chicken strips. Yeah? Or in Bratislava, you can get chicken stripes. I want the stripes. It's French chicken. It's chicken with stripes, with a stripy St. James top. There we go. Chicken stripes. That's a cute one. That's just a classic. Let's add a vowel when there shouldn't have been a vowel. This one's good. This isn't This isn't a terrible translation. It's just one of those anglicisms that I keep banging on about. It says, voilà les idées d'apéro dînatoire que vous m'avez envoyées. And then it says, in brackets, pensez à screener l'écran si besoin. Right. Now, I would like your thoughts on this. Pensez à screener l'écran si besoin. Now, what they're trying to mean, what that would be in English is, don't forget to screenshot. Don't forget to take a screenshot if needed. Now, a screenshot in English has turned into un screen in French. Do I need to add that to my list? I think I fucking need to add it to my list of episodes on my little mini-series. Oh, we didn't even talk about that, did we? The little mini-series, it's been going really well. The mini-series of Anglicisms. Where is it? It's called No Bullshit English. There we go, episode list. I'm just going to add it just in case. I tell you what. Screenshot in brackets. Where? So French people will say un screen. Envoie-moi un screen, un petit screen. Which just means a screen, right? But it's now been turned into a verb. Screener. Pensez à screener. Oh. Although, I'll be honest. Screener doesn't annoy me too much because it's an English word transformed into a French word that actually makes sense. Because the verb screen doesn't exist in English. So it's not technically an Anglicism. It's an original English word that's been modified for a better use in French. So I kind of like it, actually. Screener, right? It kind of makes sense. Because in English we would say a screenshot, or in French you would say capture d'écran, as somebody has just said, right? Une capture d'écran, faire une capture d'écran, to be fair, is not that much shorter. I mean, pensez à faire une capture d'écran si besoin, as opposed to pensez à screener l'écran. Yeah, screener, I'm on the fence about. It's kind of like the verb spoiler, right? If it's the verb to spoil in English. If you're talking about like a TV show, like, oh, don't spoil it for me. Oh, he spoiled the ending to that film. In French, you could say, il m'a spoilé la fin du film. And spoiler has turned into a French verb. But I mean, you've got gâcher, so you could technically use that. But that annoys me less because at least it's being creative with language as opposed to just being fucking lazy and incorrect and taking an actual English word and using it incorrectly, like the videos that I've done in the past couple of weeks, the little mini 1-minute videos where I say stop using this English word incorrectly because it makes you look like an idiot. Those are the ones that really annoy me. But these ones, like screener, I'm kind of okay with. I still want to go, I still don't like it, but it makes a bit more sense. And here's the thing, on these videos, the little videos I've been making on Instagram, oh, the amount of insults people have been getting at me, like, oui, nous on arrêtera d'utiliser le mot de planning quand vous, les Anglais, vous arrêterez de dire croissant incorrectement ou pain au chocolat. They're like taking the piss out of English people's pronunciation when we say croissant and pain au chocolat. It's not about pronunciation. It's about using a word that doesn't mean what you think it means. Pain au chocolat, croissant, they mean croissant and pain au chocolat. It's the same meaning. We pronounce it like dickheads because English people can't speak foreign languages. Fair enough. But what I'm getting at are the English words that you use as incorrect words, like planning, basket, all of these other ones that I've come up with. Speaking of which, I tell you what, let's finish the translations. And what we'll do in the Patreon version after this, because I do this for 1 hour, this podcast, and then the next hour is a Patreon only. We fuck the wall harder, and we go with it. The people that support me on Patreon, I'm going to let you choose the next 5 episodes of my little mini-series about Anglicisms. Right. So screener, yeah, I'm not a fan, but it kind of works. Right, the next one is from Arnaud, and he says, is this the unofficial reason that you want to fuck the wall? And he sent me, it's not a bad translation, it's just a poster of the Pink Floyd rock opera called The Wall. Because I didn't know that The Wall, when I created this podcast called Fuck the Wall, everyone was like, why don't you like Pink Floyd? What's going on? What's your beef with Pink Floyd? And I didn't realize, because that's how uncultured I am, that that The Wall was a reference to Pink Floyd. Anyway, thanks for sending that through. That is not the reason why I called the podcast Fuck the Wall. This is a classic from fucking London, mate. East London. We've got a nice little fast food restaurant called Fat Beat. Would you like some Fat Beat? Obviously, Fat Bites, classic. It's never not funny, is it? When you see the word B-I-T-E in English, in England or in America, and it's pronounced beat, which is dick. It can't not be funny. Fat dicks. There we go. Come on, classic. What else have we got? What else we got, mate? This is another classic seen on Facebook. The 3rd floor. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But they've decided that it's the 3rd floor. Welcome to the 3rd floor. Ding, ding. 3rd floor. Close encounters of a 3rd kind. Can you even say, go on, you say it with me, French people. Say 3rd, 3rd. Go. Thirth, 3rd. Oh my God. Oh, this is one that I've received a couple of times from a couple of people. It's great. I love it. This is from Maher Ahamane, but I think I got it from Raquel as well. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? I have a great bad translation for the live on Monday. There are many more to come from the Arab world, where it's a goldmine of bad translations. Without any further ado, here is the the English translation from the Arabic meatball, as in, I was going to say the word, boulette de viande. Meatball, apparently, is Paul is dead. It's too good. It's too good. Paul is dead. Hello, my friend. Your name is Paul. Do you know that if you say Paul is dead, it means meatball, like the meatball tomato sauce? Yes, very good. That's my best Middle Eastern racist accent impression. This is great. This next one is a sweatshirt that they saw in the tramway. I can't figure out what they tried to say, though I did not take a picture of the woman wearing it, so I took a picture from the internet. Oh, it's somebody that saw somebody wearing this in the tram. They Googled it and found it and didn't understand what it means. And I don't know if anyone does know what it means. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what... I've looked at this about 5 times and I still can't figure it out. So, while you try and figure it out, I'm going to pour myself another drink. It says, in black on one side, put everything aside, happy. And then on the other, it's like a jumper that's split into 2 for those just listening. And on the other side, it says, dream always. Now, there's a couple of things that bother me about this. First of all, it's not aligned. The put everything aside is centered text. But the everything is not on the same line as dream always. And I don't know in what order to read this. Put everything, dream always aside, happy? Is it put everything aside, happy, dream always? Is it dream always and then put everything aside and then be happy? Somebody tell me what the fuck is going on with this while I pour myself another drink. What was this? It was 1-1, wasn't it? It was 1-1. Not over the keyboard, Paul. Come on, mate. Let's get a bit more. Marie-Charlotte, Charlie, thanks very much for the little birthday drink here. Very much appreciating it. Dennis Gaming says, après 2 heures de cardio, je suis prêt pour 1h30 de Paul Taylor. Well, there you go. Mate, this is my cardio. Just shouting at the computer screen for an entire day. I didn't even measure how much I was putting in there. Fragile says, my brain hurts. It's probably put everything aside, happy dreams, always that's intended. Put everything aside, happy dreams always, happy dream always. This shirt is going to keep me from sleeping, Sole38 says. It's amazing, isn't it? It's unbelievable. I've tried and I can't make sense. It doesn't. Oh, look who's in the chat. It's Takey K. Takey K is back. Oh, the legend. Oh, I've got to give a shout out to Takey K. Put him up on the screen. Takey K. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he says it's not aligned because I'm complaining about it not being aligned. True ex-Apple employee style. As is Takey K. Oh, he is a legend. I haven't seen this guy in ages. For those of you who followed my original Happy Hour live podcast during the lockdown, Takey K just destroyed a quiz. I was doing a quiz one time, fucking destroyed it, and he won. I don't even remember what he won. What did you win, Takey? Was it some tickets to my show? I can't even remember what it was. But what a legend. So yeah, this jumper is going to keep me up at night. Put everything aside. Happy dream. You have to read it in Borat. Put everything aside. The happy dream always. Wow. It's just the way it goes. Right. Next one is blank. Oh, this is good. This one is from somewhere in the Asian-speaking world. And it's from Faustine. And she sent a poster of a place that has a restaurant called Egg Slut. Egg Slut. Œuf pute. Next to a place, it's just called Boulange, as opposed to Boulangerie. Next to a place called Luke's Lobster. Egg Slut. Hey, Dave, do you want to go for brunch tomorrow? Yeah, mate, where are we going? Fucking Egg Slut. Oh, don't we love a bit of Egg Slut? My favourite place to brunch. Right, what else have we got? This one's good. I found this on Twitter. It's a Twitter account called, X, called Out of Context Human Race. It's great. Now, it took me a while to figure out where this was from. But anyway, it's a good play on words. The person on Twitter or this account says, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Those of you who are not Harry Potter fans, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So Azkaban. And I was like, oh my God, this is horrific. What, an ass kebab? Would anyone like an ass kebab? Yeah, where are we getting that from? Egg Slut? Oh, there it is. It took me a while to figure out this is actually from France because ASS with a full stop would be assiette, right? Assiette, kebab, une assiette. As opposed to having a kebab in your hand, you have a plate. It's an ass kebab. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, next year, when you're here for the Olympics in Paris and you're celebrating the gold medal that your country hasn't won, then you can go out, get drunk at an Irish pub, of course, and at 2 in the morning, you go to the kebab shop next door and you go, excusez-moi, monsieur, je voudrais le ass kebab. And you'll get a plate of delicious doner meat. It's too good. It's too good. What else have we got? This one's good. This one's another one from Quebec, Carlius. It's from the Canadian Post, which says, first of all, article accepté au bureau de poste. So your article has been accepted at the post office in Saskatchewan. Look at that. Article traité in Regina, Saskatchewan. So it's been treated. And then the next one is article décédé. The article is deceased. I don't even know what that is badly translated from. Article décédé. What could it be? Supposed to be delivered, surely. The article has been delivered to Regina, Saskatchewan. Article décédé. Just deceased. Amazing. Right, we've got a couple of more for this week. Cameroon is a very bilingual country, somebody says on Twitter, and then somebody tagged me in the reply. So do that as well. If you find stuff on Twitter, tag me in the reply. This is in Cameroon, apparently. Le bureau de dépenses is translated to expensive office. Expensive office. The bureau de dépenses would be like the office where you do your expenses. And that is Département de la... I can't read it. The center of... I don't know. It's an official government building as well. That's the worst part of it. Oh, good work, Cameroon. This one's amazing. This one's from Croatia. Croatia. All of these from all over the world. What it's supposed to say is no entry unless you're an employee. Like no employees allowed. No, only employees allowed. But what it does say is no entry for the unemployed. So if you're unemployed, you're not allowed into this place. I think they just mean employed by the place that it is. Just staff members only is what we think we should have. Some more classic dick stuff. PT comedy from Michael. In Mexican, au Mexique, on a ça. Et ça me fait toujours mourir de rire quand la serveuse du 7-Eleven me dit qu'ils ont des promos sur les Big Beats ce mois-ci et que cette semaine, elles sont plus grandes que la semaine dernière. In Mexico, it's always funny when the lady goes, hey, we've got a promo on big dicks, on big bites. And this week, the big beat are bigger than last week's big beat. It's never not funny. It's never not funny. Sorry. Also, with that same company, they've got a new veggie bite. A veggie bite. Une bite végétarienne. Voilà. Pour tous les végétariens dans la salle. Prueba el nuevo veggie... How would they pronounce that in Mexican Spanish? Prueba el nuevo veggie bite. Bite? Bite? El nuevo veggie bite. El nuevo veggie bite. Prueba el... Mate, these translations are amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep them coming in every week. We go over some terrible translations. You can send them in to me now by email. I've created an email address, which is terribletranslationsftw, fuck the wall, @gmail.com. That way, you can send me the photo and the text or a video and not have to worry about Instagram not being able to send stuff across. Now, the other thing that I was going to talk to you about was giving away free tickets to my show at Le Zénith on the 6th of January. Before we even get to that, I talked about the shows this week. Madrid, if you're in Madrid, come and see the show tomorrow. I'm coming to see you tomorrow. Barcelona, Framing Merlebac, or Framing Merlebac. It's somewhere east. Somebody was trying to teach me how to pronounce it earlier on, and I didn't read the message. I forgot. Strasbourg is going to be amazing. Oh, it's like 1,500 people. It's going to be the biggest show that I've done this year so far. Oh, Strasbourg, I cannot wait. And then we've got Luxembourg as well. Mondorf-les-Bains, which is the place that I performed at just before COVID and lockdown. So I'm happy to go back there and not have like the overhanging COVID situation. But Le Zénith, January the 6th, Le Zénith, the biggest show I will ever do in my life. And it's my final ever bilingual show at Le Zénith. I'm giving away tickets. I gave some tickets away on the 6th of October, 10 days ago, because it was 3 months to the date. And it was great. I was live on Instagram in Paris at Le Zénith, and I was like, the first one to come and find me gets the tickets. And a little 13-year-old, I can't even remember his name now. What was his name? Fuck, I've forgotten his name. He came and he won the tickets, and then he did a wheelie and fucked off again. But what I've decided to do for next month, first of all, it's not going to be on the 6th, because I will be on an aeroplane on the way to Canada, because I'm doing a Canadian tour. Shout out to the Canadians, Ottawa, Quebec, Montreal, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, all of you. So I'll be on a plane, so I'll do it the day before, on the 5th of November. I will do a giveaway with 2 more tickets to Le Zénith, but I'm going to make it more fun this time. It's going to be, I'm going to get like the first 5 people to arrive to wherever I am in Paris, and we're gonna do a game. We're gonna do a quiz. It's gonna be like a TV show where you win. The winner gets the tickets, and the losers get like signed posters. I'll sign a couple of posters and give it to the losers of the game. So that's what we're gonna do next month. I think it'll be fun. So look out for that on the 5th, Sunday the 5th of November. In the evening, around about 5-6 p.m, I will be live somewhere, either on Instagram or here on YouTube, and we'll do a ticket giveaway for Le Zénith. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. How long have we been going for? Oh, fucking hell, we've been live for 1 hour and 15 minutes. All right, well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a fun... Thank you for making me laugh with your terrible translations and your comments this evening. I will carry on for another hour with the Patreon onlys, the people on Patreon. You can join me on Patreon, patreon.com/Paul Taylor. And on there, you get exclusive content. You get an extra hour of Fuck the Wall. So we fuck the wall even harder. You ask me even more personal questions. We get down into the nitty gritty. No holds barred. And also you get a bunch of other exclusive videos and content, like behind the scenes of my stand-up shows, early access to content, just a load of exclusive shit for buying me virtual beers online, basically. And that's every month. And we meet up sometimes before shows. I come and say hello to the Patreon members that have come and see the show, if you're coming to see the show live. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff that have just been announced by Patreon to make this even more fun between me and you guys. So you can join me on patreon.com/Paul Taylor, and I'll be there for an extra hour in 5 minutes. Patreon, I'll see you in 5 minutes. Everyone else, let me just double check that there's anything else that I wanted to chat about before we call it a day. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this week. Thank you so much for all your birthday wishes, all the presents that you physically brought to me at the shows or to my producer's office in the center of Paris. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. This has been fun. I'll see you Madrid tomorrow, Barcelona on Wednesday, and east of France and Luxembourg at the weekend. Fucking Strasbourg, Fréming, and Luxembourg. It's going to be great. And then I'm off, I think, for a week. Am I? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I'll be here. I'll see you guys next Monday for another episode of Fuck the Wall. This has been fun. And have a great week. I'll see you later. Patreon, see you in 5 minutes. Peace, bye.